Alright, so put me on, Joe. Inside the vault was what's going on? This bullshit.
Yeah, so the new Inside the Vault came out today, speaking about the new survival mode. And it's going to be in a beta format. It's coming out March 26th, so just going to
So
kind of go over what it's being said here. It seems meh at
hold
best to
on.
me, but let's...
What I was gonna say is, you said it was coming out in beta mode. I was gonna say this whole game came out in a beta mode.
Well,
But
yeah, that's true, too. So we're going to have
alright.
a beta for a beta.
Yeah, no
Alright,
shit.
it doesn't really sound good, but we're going to break down some of the key points in it.
Alright.
Going down here, we're going to start with the saying here permanent XP bonus. In that mode, so it says, you know, when you start, you get to pick one of two, adventure or survival. Pick survival, you're automatically going to get a 20% bonus to experience while playing. I really don't see where this is going to come in handy.
That's
in an event.
It doesn't make sense. So why are you gonna get 20 XP bonus if it's PvP? Yeah, and just to mention it, like we haven't leveled up. Like if you look at the last like 2 months or like a month of video, we went from like 260 to 270 and like 160 to 170, and that was not from PvP because all we've done is PvP and we're not getting XP PvP. So why is there a 20% XP bonus PvP?
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Like, people are gonna go into the survival mode not to kill ghouls. They're going into survival mode specifically looking for people to kill in PvP, so I really don't understand why they put a 20% bonus to experience. According to this, it says, you know, so that you can progress a new character. Let me tell you something, if it's on site with a new character, and I'm level 170 and I see a level 5, I'm going to kill the level 5 because this is PvP mode.
Yeah,
so
easy.
I really, why would you be level 20 to kill ghouls in a PvP world?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. No one. Let me tell you something. Everybody who's crying and complaining on Reddit about PvP right now, they don't want to come into survival mode for 20% XP bonus. They'll use that inspirational card to get 15% XP bonus and stay where the fuck they're at.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. So, alright, so that's one thing that doesn't make any sense. That's already one negative.
Alright.
We're going down now to, it's saying, when you manage to take down your prey, you'll earn twice as many caps as you would for dweller kills in adventure mode. Alright, makes sense. If you kill someone at level 100, you're gonna get 200 caps. It doesn't say, though, if you...
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's been a big negative with my build is like I'm like 270, and then like when I get killed, I lose 270. So I'm like, fuck, man. You know, like at that point, like everybody I fight feels like they're lower level than me at one point or another. Like I don't get into fights with guys who are like 300 because the guys at 300 and 500, like the video not too long ago, they live in passive. They live in passive. They exist in passive, and all they do is like farm white springs for like their entirety of their gameplay. So. You know, like when you get into PvP, it's guys who are like in the 50s, in the 70 range, 80 range, you know, maybe in the hundreds, but you know, that's been like a big negative. So it's gonna cost me 2 times as much. Like everybody should have a level amount of caps. Like, all right, every kill should be worth 100 caps or whatever the case may be. You know, like to me that would make more sense.
Because if you die now at 270, you're losing like.
I'm losing 540
caps or something like that. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So it doesn't specify that.
It's fucking crazy.
But what it does specify is you'll drop your junk. That's the standard.
Okay, that's a
as well as a random amount of aid items they're carrying, which will be yours for the taking. So now you're gonna drop, I guess, stim packs, stealth boys. It just says aid items. I'm getting my guess is anything in that aid column. So here's what I'm thinking. If they don't specify anything, what I would do is carry aid items I don't use. I would carry stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'd carry a set amount of stim packs, set amount of stealth boys, whatever aid I'm going to use, and then carry stupid stuff like gum, mentats, psycho.
I'd
stuff
carry
I'm not going to use.
I'd carry 40 pound or 40. What is that shit?
Pieces of gum. I would really carry like 40 pieces of gum on me. And like 5 stim packs. That's it. That's all I would
hear what you're saying. I get
and as soon as I'm done with 5 stim packs, I'd leave, get more stim packs, and come back.
Yeah.
So
that's understandable.
Because according to this, your character is going to carry over as well as all your progression. So our characters, even though we beat the whole game, all that's all going to carry over, which again I think it's stupid because you're adding 20% experience bonus to people, to a majority of the people who've already beaten this game.
Yeah.
I got the platinum trophy in this game January 1st. It's March. It's been 3 months, and I've been doing there's nothing for me to do in this game. So instead of adding content like new missions, new quest lines, they're saying here's 20% experience to do absolutely nothing. So that goes back into what we were talking about, the experience being void because like I said, I beat the game in like December and got the platinum in January. So what am I getting a 20% experience for? I'm bringing over a character that's fully maxed out in my hopes to PvP, not to do anything with experience. So
it's true. No one's coming in there to XP grind. You know, so yeah, I agree.
It's that doesn't make any sense to me. But now, so now they're saying that you can only use the stim pack once. So like before, where you can stim pack, and like keep that stim pack going as you get hit and continuously aid you. That's gonna stop. I think that's cool. I think that's one okay point. If you want to make a PvP, you want to have a hardcore PvP, you take one stim pack, you have to wait for that stim pack to finish until you take another one.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now we're saying, according to this, additionally, you can only spawn at your camp, at Vault 76, and at train stations. Meaning, so you cannot spawn at like White Springs, you cannot spawn at the bunker or anything like that. You can only spawn at those 3 locations, meaning one thing and one thing only. Vault 76, all train stations will be camped heavily.
100%, Joe. Unfucking believable.
I'm gonna camp them heavily.
Oh, of course.
Because that's what people are gonna spawn at. So why wouldn't I do that?
It only makes sense. It only makes sense that's legit what's going to happen. And I don't see how someone like, are they not paying attention to the PvP that's happening in this game when they thought of that? You know, when you think of like the way this goes down, like you're gonna say, all right, and instead of just having them spawn wherever and then just having people just randomly, you know, encounter each other, you know, because I agree. I agree with the stim pack thing. I think, like, you know, like if you're gonna make a hardcore, there should be some sort of, like, you know, certain things have to be dropped, certain things have to be nerfed. You know, the overhealing thing, that has to be, you know, toned down. It shouldn't be, you know, that you can activate like 6 stim packs to get 100% of the health.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, it's like so you want everybody to spawn in one spot, and then you think this is going to be fun when everybody's getting, you know, like spawn killed.
Right. So their answer to that is, according to this, is they're saying you'll become invulnerable for a short period of time after fast traveling, which should prevent any nasty surprises when you load in. Keep in mind, though, that this invulnerability effect will be removed if you fire your weapon early. I understand they try to put an answer to that, but once people know the timing, once somebody spawns in, so I see you spawn in, I know I have 30 seconds, I have to wait 30 seconds before I can shoot you to do damage. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait 30 seconds to shoot you to do damage. I'm not gonna off-fire you when I see you. If timers like that are never long, you know what I mean? So you're never gonna wait 5 minutes. You know, if they do that, okay, then maybe that will make some sense. You got 5 minutes to spawn and run somewhere. Okay, fine, but if that's the case, someone's just gonna track your ass for 5 minutes until they can get a shot on you. But that's something that we're gonna have to see. But I am very doubtful for that, like how long that timer is gonna be until someone shoots you down. Because, like I said, it's just gonna be people camping, waiting for you until that happens. So, you know, that's not really that viable. But we'll see. So one of the cool things I actually do like about it, though, is the scoreboards that they have. I think they are tracking.
I want to pull that up so we can see what are they tracking.
All right, so from what I've seen, they're tracking player kills, the longest life, I guess, like until you die, experience gain, which is stupid, events completed, which is stupid, enemies killed, okay, bounties collected, that's pretty cool. We'll get into bounties in a second. Time wanted, okay. And workshops claimed, meh. So players killed is pretty cool, but here's the problem with this list. This list resets every week. So I don't see a longevity of this as to the how long, let's say like within a month, like how many player kills I've had overall. I think this gets reset every week, and according to this, your longest life is kind of like the main thing they're looking at. But each category is going to have a bronze, silver, and gold medal next to your name. So if you're like, you had the longest life in a server, you'll have like a gold medal next to your name. But the problem is, when you're a leader, you're seen on the map by everyone.
Okay. But that's exploitable because like I'm gonna give you a prime example. Like in my base, if I wanted to get gold for survival mode, I'd lock myself in, put on my happy camper card that's on level 2 for 80% less thirst and hunger. I'd fucking, you know, like have good with salt on, have like 40 or 50 steaks, and last the entire day on the inside of that, drinking nothing but water and eating, you know, like 40 or 50 or 60 steaks that I'm carrying around. It just to me is, you know, it's not viable. It doesn't make sense to, you know, like why are you tracking those kind of stats? You know, like why are you not tracking like kill streaks? You know, and why are the player kills being reset every week, when the one thing I've always wanted to know was how many people have I killed in total in this game? Like I've always wanted to know that, because I always felt like we've killed so many people playing in PvE, just like in the regular standard fucking servers, that like I'd want to know the number. But I'd want to know the number like in the long run. I wouldn't want to know the number I did for this week or whatever it is.
Right. So what's kind of cool is when you do die, it'll let you know what your stats were from your life from death to death. So let's say like I joined in and then I died. Let's say I started playing Monday and I didn't die till Tuesday. It's gonna give me all my stats from one day to the next, and then it'll compare me the next death and so on. So you get to see how many people you killed since the last time you died, basically. So that's okay. That's pretty cool. But so according to this, it says topping the scoreboard is all about bragging rights, but our new weekly challenges in survival mode can help you earn something more tangible for your efforts. So they're going down and breaking unique challenges and rewards. They're giving weapons for, I guess, if you have bronze, silver, and gold within whatever respective category, and all of the weapons are horrible. Apparently, it's all weapons. The first one for week 1, which was from March 26th to April 1st, is a crushing blow, which is it's basically just a tube, and it's pretty much just an instigating tube with limb damage. Like Sam and I will have the link in the video. You can look at all the different weapons. They're all crap. They are all trash weapons you will never use.
Yeah, well, it's
sad to say.
Let me go down the list here. I got it open right here. You got what is that? A Medic's 44. VATS crits heal you and your group. Oh, you know how many times I've used that in this game? Big fucking 0. That's how many times I've honestly used that. All right, the only good stat with that is the 33% VATS hit chance. All right, and then 25% less VATS action point cost. Yeah, but you can get better weapons, and no one's gonna say, "Oh man, I really need that. I really need that medical revolver. Holy shit, let me go out of my way."
Revolver. What are you gonna do? Get shoot 6 bullets?
And then the crazy thing is that this is a reward for the entire week. This isn't like a daily reward.
Week.
Yeah.
Right.
This is fucking crazy.
Yep. So you think I'm gonna aim for top player kills for the week for that? That kind of gun?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
No. Not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a little rough there. All right, so aside from the shit guns, what's on the next order of business?
It's according to this, they're planning to introduce new challenges, legendary rewards, blah blah blah. But the only thing is, this is a beta, so I'm sure they'll change things based on feedback. But it really doesn't seem like it's worth going into this. It may be fun to try it, but there's no reward for it. The only reward I see is probably like just like your own personal reward for killing people. That's it. But what's gonna end up happening is what me and you have discussed many times, is the builds are gonna be sneak. It's gonna be people in chameleon. Yep. It's gonna be people with stealth boys. It's just going to be people hiding and waiting to attack. There's going to be no one doing missions in this.
there isn't.
Bethesda needs to understand that. Bethesda needs to understand the
100%.
PvP community, the smaller PvP community that exists in Fallout will not be doing missions.
The
If you
tiny
are-
PvP community.
Right, it's a
that
very
exists in
small
Fallout.
PvP community. The wonderful fans we have on this sub are probably some PvP people. There's going to be no one doing missions. If someone wants to do a mission, they will be in this regular adventure mode because there's a big division in Fallout between people who just want to play adventure and build their camps
And have
people who
artsy
wanna kill
fartsy
people.
designs, and
Right.
then and then there's people who actually want to go get kills, fight other people, because let's keep it 100. Once we went and we did the Scorchbeast Queen and we did all that, it was like, all right, cool. But how many times can you honestly play the Scorchbeast Queen before it just feels tedious, before
Right.
it feels repetitive? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna do the Scorchbeast Queen so I could get a medic's Gatling gun or something,
Right.
or like, and it's
Exactly.
like, and sometimes it's the stuff you come out with the Queen. It's like, dude, I don't have the time for this,
And that's if the queen even works half the time.
yeah,
Because
that's
sometimes the queen is just spinning. I can't even pick up anything from her. So
yeah, that happens a
they,
lot.
they're trying to get people to play this to level up, and it's
Why?
not. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something they should just take out. Take
Yeah.
it out completely. No one is going to be like, I want to level up my character in survival mode.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not.
And the thing is that what Bethesda needs to understand is leveling up is a hindrance, which is literally what I was talking about earlier. Was I'm 200 and almost 270 or whatever it is. If I'm almost 270, I don't want to get higher in level. Every time I get higher in level, it's one cap it costs me on my death. Every single time. If I could revert myself to level 70, I'd fucking do it. I'd go back into level 70, exist with these same perks and this same build, and then never level up, so that whenever I get kills, I'm not losing 270. I'm only losing 70. I can keep 200 caps in my pocket. Why do I need more XP in the PvP section, no less? That I don't. That doesn't make.
But now, what would have made sense to
that.
me if they wanted to implement the 20% bonus would have been everybody starts at 0.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody
I agree with
starts
that.
with a brand new character.
Brand new character.
And now there's a reason to get 20% more experience to fast level up.
Yeah,
to try
the
to
power
get
level.
the gear and the power
Yeah.
levels to now be viable in PvP.
Yeah.
But
And then
they didn't do that.
Yeah. That makes way more sense. That would have made way more sense. You say, here you go, you got to make a new character, but you get, there's an additional 25% additional XP. So, you can power level up or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, it's going to be on site for you. Everybody, on day one, everybody's level 0, level 1, level 2. You know what I mean? But
They could have did this so much better. They could have had it where there's new items in survival mode that you could. I used to play Diablo 3 a lot, so they were like seasons. And if you played the season mode, there was certain items that only dropped in season mode. They could have did it where they would have had survival mode. There's really cool, crazy items in survival mode you can't get in adventure. When the season's over, then you can carry those items into adventure. But you can't carry anything in adventure into the new survival mode. Until the season's over, and then everything can switch back over. Like everybody starts from 0, it's fresh, everybody goes out and grinds and tries to kill people. They didn't do it like that. Now you can carry everything over. So now, you can just start a new character, go into adventure mode, get all your great equipment, and bring it right into PvP. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's so many games who do this better. There's a lot of games who start a season, like they have a season mode, everybody starts brand new, cool items get dropped over. Once the season's over, a 3-month period or whatever the case may be, those characters then move over to adventure mode, and you have to start survival all over again. I think that would also hold to the life of the game, that more people would want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bethesda honestly needs to focus on what people are doing in PvP, how people are PvPing, the builds that are most prevalent in PvP, and then pay attention to that. Because in all honesty, there's nerfs that need to happen in everything.
Definitely.
There's armor nerfs that need to happen. There is weapon nerfs that need to happen. Melee could use a nerf. Unarmed melee. Dude, we used to use two-handed until we started using unarmed. Unarmed is so much better. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's faster. It does the same amount of damage. It cost me only 3 cards instead of having like 6 cards in for like 400 damage or whatever the case may be. And then they introduced nuke shine so you can do even more of it.
Right.
And
but I think the main problem is with Bethesda is because the PvP community is so small. What survival mode came out of, in my opinion, because I'm on Reddit, I read the Reddit Fallout, the FO76 Fallout, and so just people complaining about PvP, and fine, whatever, complaining about PvP. But I think what happened is Bethesda is catering to those who don't like the PvP to get the PvPers out, but they're not listening to the PvP community because it's not big. It's not big enough. You're absolutely right. If you can, it's a clear example by you look at the weapons they're giving the PvP players. If they were paying attention to the builds, the PvP specific builds, the Sentinel Assassin, Unyielding, Bloodied, or all those different builds, you would see how unbalanced they are, and you can make fixes. You look at the weapons they give, they're horrible weapons that no one's going to use in PvP. If they were paying attention to the PvP community, they would realize, one, these are items that they're not going to use. 2, the PvP community exist and they want certain things, but they're listening to the other base of the Fallout community, which is they want a PvP. They want to build their camps. They want to, play by themselves. They want to do missions. Fine, but it's not fair to the PvP community. This is also more evident by the new no slap damage. So now in regular adventure mode, it's gonna be no slap damage done. Fine, that to me makes sense. If you're in passive mode, you should not take any type of damage. I really never understood why there was slap damage to begin with when you're in passive, because that's what passive mode is about. Even in GTA, when you were in passive mode, you just didn't take damage.
Yeah, sure.
That's it. Like, so I don't understand where slap damage came from, but in any event, they finally turned it off. All the people who want to play in passive, not a problem. But they did say if you take over a workshop, you are viable to PvP. So please understand that. I hope people who play this understand. Do not get upset if you take over workshop and we come in and kill you.
And you get demolished, because that's going to happen.
Because now there's no excuse. If you're in passive, you're gonna take no damage. So, they're catering, because I've seen a lot of people complaining about that, and they're empathetic, listening, but they're not listening or looking even into the PvP community, and this is why we have very awkward survival mode data that's come out. And in all honesty, I don't see the point in being in it. I don't see the reward being in it. The only thing I would go in it is for stats. I'm a stats man. I play baseball a lot, so I look at stats. In Call of Duty days, we would check our stats all the time. KDs, wins, bomb plants. So that'd be the only thing I'd probably go in there for. And that's it. There's no reward for being in there, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the whole thing. The weapons aren't like thought out for people who are going to play PvP. Like there's no reason why that Medic's 44 should be something I'd look forward to, because it's not going to be. I'm not gonna look forward to. I'm not looking forward to any of them, truth be told. Like I don't want any of them. Like even if I found them, these are the kind of weapons that if I found, I would like almost instantly say, all right, I gotta sell these at a vendor, because they're taking a little bit of weight on me, like crushing blow. That instigating grenade launcher, no one's gonna use that. No one's gonna use that. You can use the auto grenade launcher. It's better. You get an instigating auto grenade launcher, and that's just a better thing. And this was an entire week of rewards. Yeah. To me, no. Yeah, I don't want it.
Caps is not a big thing to me. We make tons of caps. They actually saw one of the comments. One of the guys started PvPing, and they like 4,000 caps. Yeah. In a couple of days.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's doable.
That's great. And it's doable.
We know that. We know, and like when we read that on the thing, we don't think, oh man, that's not 4,000. That's not true. Like we know that you can make 4,000. We know you can make 5,000 caps doing PvP. Easily. Anybody who does it a lot and does it well knows that you can make thousands of caps a day. It just matters on the server you land in. It just matters on who you can milk, how you can milk it. It matters on the workshop. It matters on the type of players. If they're consistent, they keep coming back, and you can bank. But there's thousands and thousands of caps to be made, and we know that. You know, so it's not.
So
you know,
I know why. Why
so-
do double caps? Like
Yeah.
people who, in my opinion, people who PvP have no cap shortage. It's the people who don't PvP that are struggling to find caps.
That's 100% true.
I don't have. So why would I go into a PvP server for double caps? That's not enticing me to come and play PvP.
Yeah, and then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come into a server for double caps, and there's gonna be a bloodied, unyielding build who's going to be crouching on a hill that kind of overlooks a certain street or main street or a high traffic point from a spawn location, maybe from 76, maybe from Morgantown Trade Station, and they're just gonna pretty much just wait, you know, the 10, 15, 30 seconds or a minute it's gonna take for you to, you know, burn that out, and then they'll either make their move or they'll take a shot. They'll see you come back. They say, hey, that guy's coming back from where he was. He's making the same route back. I saw him pass already. It's time for me to get this kill. And that's honestly what's gonna happen. And you know, like, it's just you gotta nerf certain things before you could say, all right, this is how we're gonna do PvP, because I tell you like this, the PvP servers are gonna be owned by bloodied sneak builds, sneak builds. It only makes sense. What I'm gonna do is I already have a power armor suit, and I've been dealing with it not too long ago, that is just a stealth boy and with the VATS matrix build, and I'm, you know, getting a rifle here, rifle there. I don't use rifles, but I'm at a huge disadvantage on just melee. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna burn through stealth boys all the time, because either you're gonna get VATS critted and get dropped before, or you're gonna have to run around in the stealth boy, and I don't like that. I don't think that's, you know,
exactly.
I don't think
like,
that's
I don't want to run around hidden.
Yeah, I don't want to run
wanna do
around
that.
hidden, you know? And it's bad enough already that the VATS is so OP that everybody has to use a stealth boy in PvP at this point, because that's the whole circle of builds now. It's VATS criticals, VATS criticals, VATS criticals.
Yep.
And
Just imagine you spawn, a minute passes, and it's just you catch a VATS crit off the gate.
Instant one shot.
So by someone hiding in a bush who got his VATS crit meter up.
But then the funny thing is, he doesn't even have to hide in a bush, because Chameleon, he's hiding like on top of a car or on top of a house or whatever the case may be, and you don't see him. So you're just gonna hold that, you know, and that's it. And then, you know, he's gonna move on or whatever, move to a different location and crouch again. And you know, like, when you look at it like that, Chameleon needs like an AP burn or something, kind of like the way the stealth boy works in power armor. When you crouch, it burns AP. Once it's out of AP, then you're visible again. You know, it needs that. Stealth boys need a cooldown. Stealth boys shouldn't be able to pop back to back to back, be invisible for 6, 8, 10 minutes back to back. You know, but at the same time, it should be that you can't just like VATS crit instantly, like every single shot, VATS critical, instant death. You know, because there's certain builds that are just solely reliant on VATS crit. And VATS crit, in my opinion, I'm about to say it and like everybody's gonna hate me, but VATS crit, in my opinion, is for people who can't aim.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, like, I understand the use of it, like, but you know, like, it needs to tone down. Sentinel Assassin and Cavalier Assassin need to tone down. No one's arguing that. When it comes to bloody builds and the damage that they're dishing, you need to tone down. And then when you couple bloody builds with bloody weapons, right? And now you talk about people who are hitting like in the grands, and then you talk about sneak being like an additional 2.5 times. So now we're talking, instead of like 2,000, they're hitting like fucking almost 5,000 or 6,000 or whatever the case may be per shot. Fucking crazy. That needs a big tone down if you want PvP to actually be viable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see, but I don't have form or fashion. But you know, we'll see what happens when it comes out.
Yeah, I agree. We'll you know, we'll try it. We'll see. But in all honesty, if, like, let's say the first like day or whatever the case may be, because in all honesty, I may not even try it the first day. What I may do the first day is go into the PvE service and see how many people are owning workshops, and then no bullshit, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Like, it only makes sense.
I hear you.
Like, I'm gonna go right into the PvE service and say, oh man, look, everybody has like this false sense of security now. They think everybody who fights other players is out. of the servers. Like we just got kicked out, you know, and they're owning, like every single workshop is gonna be owned. And then that's exactly when I'm gonna make my caps. I don't need double caps. I have more than enough caps. Me and Joe have more than enough caps. I have so much caps. I have to move caps off of my mule account to my third mule account. Then I have to move caps off of my main account to my other mule account. Maybe make another mule account to hold another 20 or 25 grand in caps. Dude, like no one's in the struggle here for caps. So getting double caps in the PvP servers is why. If all I'm gonna do is get camped out.
So they also had one more feature which I forgot to mention, which is, let's say somebody kills you, you have the option to now put a bounty on their head or make them wanted.
Make them
wanted. If they're wanted, now you have to pay caps for this. They didn't specify how much caps it was, but if someone kills you, you now have the option pretty much to seek revenge by not killing them yourself.
Yeah. All right, so you hit secret.
And I think that's stupid. I think, in my personal opinion, this is my personal joecool opinion, that's stupid. Don't be a bitch. Don't do that. Come on, someone just killed you, you take that L, and that's it.
Yeah, yo, it's like you get killed, you're like, you know what? I need to put a bounty on this man. I put a bounty on this man so other people could come, and so that I could draw attention to me and him now. And so, like, let's say I come back and I kill him, right? And let's say he took my stuff. So I come back and I kill him because he had a bounty on him, right? And then after I kill him, right, I get shot instantly. The third fucking person who saw his bounty is going to come out, take both of our stuff, and leave. But on top of that, if like, let's say someone pays, like, they put a bounty on me, Joe. They put, like, 1,000 cap bounty on me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the fucking server. I'm going to hit you on Facebook. I'm going to say, yo, Joe, I got 1,000 cap bounty, and I'm going to spawn at so-and-so. So let me know if that spot is clean when you get the opportunity. Then I'm going to spawn on you so you can collect it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the wanted system has never fully worked in this game.
Check. Now that you mention that, because it's the same character, I'll meet you in adventure mode. I don't even gotta go back into survival. I'm gonna keep my time alive in survival mode.
No, we gotta see if that's the case. If that's the case, that's fully broken. If that's the case,
it would be 100% broken.
That's fully
100%. Somebody puts a bounty on me, I leave, go to adventure mode. Someone wipes it out for me. I go back into survival. It doesn't mess with any of my stats because I never died.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mode. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's that doesn't make sense.
We're gonna have to test that out.
We'll test that out.
Yeah.
There's if how can we say it? If Bethesda truly wanted it to be like competitive PvP or wanted it to be like like have like a bigger following, I guess, then you have to take all the top end stuff and you got to tone it down a little bit. You got to take some of the low end stuff and you got to raise it a little bit, because truth be told, I remember hearing something about like, oh, you know, if you're level 5, you should be able to fight with people who are level 50, but that's never been the case. Never have I seen a level 5 guy kill a level 50 guy, like, ever. So it's that doesn't work like that. So
I know. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be a good mode, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We'll have to find out pretty much and just test it out.
Yeah, we'll have to test it out. Doesn't I don't know. Does not compute.
Yeah, I mean, according to this, it's saying that they made overarching adjustments to PvP damage. So make weapons feel more deadly in your hands, but then they go on to say, while also limiting the likelihood that another dweller can drop you in one hit. I don't know what that kind of contradicts, because it says they've made improvements to make weapons feel even more deadlier.
Yeah.
But then the next exact statement says, while limiting the likelihood that another dweller can drop you in one hit.
Which is like
which is
oxymoronic. It's that doesn't make sense. It's like,
because there's bloody builds, there's melee builds that can drop you in one hit.
Oh, definitely.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
What did you tone down is the question. I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
We'll see. But the thing is, unless they address exactly what we just talked about, it's gonna have big problems with it. You know, it's going to have problems with it.
My big take is this should have been like a lot of games do, a lot of RPGs out there. They make seasons, When it's 3 months, everybody starts at 0, and it's a rush to who can control the leaderboards. And then when the season's over, that one character transfers over to adventure mode, and everything starts over the next season. That's, in my opinion, how it should be done.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. I guess we got to see it. I know for a fact, though, you know, still it's going to be more viable to still get kills in PvP, like in PvE. You know, we go into PvE,
I agree.
we go into adventure, whatever it's called. We're going to catch all these people artsy-fartsy, you know, holding munitions, holding Poseidon, holding bases like that. That, you know, they shouldn't be holding. Any bases, you know, you're open for PvP, and there's going to be 100 people complaining about, why aren't you in the PvP server? Because people like you are hungry enough to continue doing this, that we're going to take advantage, you know? That you had a false sense of, you know, having to come up, and that, you know, it's just not going to fly. And you know, the funny thing is that everybody I've talked to that I know, like even semi-PvPs, like, has agreed with that. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense that, you know, we're just going to get, you know, bloody builds are going to be like running the wasteland for the most part. Because if you look at it, just like you said, the whole like longest life thing, you know, that leans into that. That leans into you know, chameleon builds. It leans into people who are going to be stealthed. It leans into, you know, like if that was the whole case, if I wanted to just fluff the stats on that, you know, I would go to my base, lock myself in, and then, you know, with happy camper on max, with a handful of food and water, and then pretty much just live for like 3 hours with, you know, like without an issue, you know?
Yeah, an issue, yep.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll see, guys. You know, let us know how you feel in the comments. You know, how do you think of the new PvP servers? Are you going to be trying them out? And, you know, we'll see you guys March 26th. What's going on?
Yep, let us know.